That was stronger than we normally, as our kind of normal chat.
Hang on,
are we live now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's good. Let's.
Right.
So that chat we were having before was just about the weather,
So TV.
and TV and stuff.
Leanne Joyce.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hi. I'm very well.
Have you been on a podcast before?
Do you know what? I haven't been
So
on
this
a
is an
podcast.
exclusive. Can we use that legally? It's
Yeah, let's do it.
technically
Let's
an
do it.
exclusive.
I've been on the radio before, but I think that's a bit different because it's live and it kind of
Yeah, it's a bit less radio.
made me
We're sort of-
very terrified.
What was that for?
Oh, it was like my local radio station when I first got like a job, like a big acting job. I had to go on and be like, "Hi, I'm Leanne."
On
and
local radio?
on the local radio.
What was it you were doing there?
Colchester.
Were you
I think
opening
it's
up
called
a-
Heart. I think Heart has taken over. It used to be called like Colchester FM, and now it's Heart.
Yeah, everything's hot, but now it's all. It
Yeah.
used to be local, and now they've all closed down. haven't
Yeah, they all closed down.
Now they're all just from London now.
Now they're
Do
all
you still
Heart.
have hospital radios?
Probably.
I think you do. You also have school radio still. Oh, I did go on my school radio once when I was a kid, but it was run by my friend called Dale, and he was like proper like DJ.
Shout out
I
to
think he
Dale.
does yeah, lovely Dale.
Hashtag Dale.
I think after that he did loads of weddings. Like he became like a wedding
Oh,
DJ.
no. Did he have the wedding DJ voice?
Hi,
That's
it's
so
Dale. Yeah. Oh God.
Did you have a
if he ever
15-year-old
listens,
girlfriend?
he'll hate me.
I knew a guy.
Sorry, what?
I just realised you probably wouldn't get that reference. So I worked as security in a place,
Right.
and the wedding, the DJ came in,
Yeah.
was like an exaggerated version of a pervert. He was like great. He'd lived in Thailand for like 10 years.
Oh, God.
Grey hair, ponytail,
Yeah.
wore like a leather waistcoat. He used to play in a band.
Did it have tassels?
Oh, do you know what? It might have a hat.
You know,
that
you
might.
know the tassels.
Yeah,
with
where you go,
the
he's the
leather
reference-
jacket with
This does sound like
girl
someone's
he
drawn a
was
picture.
dating-
or
of it.
the pointy shoes. They normally have pointy shoes.
I don't remember the.
Heel.
Oh no, I've
and he
got
was-
pointy shoes.
He
on.
was really
got pointy shoes on?
over
I know.
He was really over the top with like being friendly and charismatic, which is always a dodgy sign. And
When someone's
He-
friendly, it's dodgy.
no, he's always over. I thought you're not being
Welcome to the
genuine.
mind of
You're just
Theo.
being. It's odd the way you're being friendly.
If you smile, you're an arsehole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his
Anyway,
way.
so he had
Trying to
this
break now.
14-year-old
Yeah.
that used to walk in with him, and I thought it was like his niece or something. She used to turn up all the time, and it turned out like you couldn't. If you tried to talk to her, she'd be looking down. She wouldn't talk, and very nice, but she was like, "Yeah, no." And so, I didn't even think nothing of it. But a year later, somebody said, "Oh, that she was 15 at the time." Then she said, "Oh, that's his like girlfriend,"
What the fuck?
but nobody says anything.
Why-
She
why-
stands next to him.
But why does nobody say anything? Like, there's
What are
got
you
to
going
be
to say?
lie.
You're at work. What are you going to say? Or are you?
Dear
What would you
Miss-
say?
I'd say.
Go on. You're standing there at the bar.
Well, no, I wouldn't
and
say
they go,
anything.
"Oh,"
I go and
and
call
I
the
go, "Andrew,
police.
what are you going to do? What, you're going to leave work and go, there's a pervert. I don't know if they have done it, but people are saying stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. It's not EastEnders.
Well, no, because
Why
if
not
it was,
on EastEnders?
yeah, that would be if it was to
The
EastEnders.
police turn up. Let's go with your logic. The police
Yeah.
turn up. There's the thing that I think's going on.
Yeah.
They got to her. Are you all right? Yeah. Is anything bad happening?
Well, they
No.
would say, "Are you related to this man? Is this man your?"
No, he's
thing?"
my friend. What's she going to say?
I think the police would
Help
go.
me.
Well, she might do.
She's not. I'm talking about a year. Every time they were together. Why are we talking about this? Why do
I don't know
it
because
always
every
goes into the
time, like,
gutter.
you open up the dark
Yeah,
part
open up
of Theo.
my past.
Yeah,
and you have a little
exactly.
look inside. So acting
Yes.
and radio. So, but that must be pretty sterile. School radio. I mean, what the rules of what
There's
you
not
can and can't
really
say.
stories
mean-
about. There was this guy who came to the club with a 14-year-old. There's not those stories.
No.
That's not my life, by the way. That's what I'm around. Because I always get in trouble for knowing stuff that's nothing to do with me. That's not my fault.
Because you're a facilitator. You don't report it, mate.
That was nothing for an old. I knew a girl. She was 14. She was dating a 35-year-old armed
There's a
robber.
recurring
And
theme here.
she had her name tattooed on her knuckles.
Oh my goodness.
How did she get a tattoo? I mean, I know that's maybe not the real big issue
but
here.
You're joking. When I met her years later, she had all scars which had like lasered off, but this is old school laser, so it looked like.
Who would have thought that romance wouldn't last?
He actually wanted me to do an armed robbery with him, and I've got a. He was a nutter, right? And he was like one of these guys when we were all like 18, 19. He was like 35. Used to hang around with us, and he had a car. So
Oh, so you thought it was really cool because he had a car?
I didn't. I just did. He was a horrible, like a bat. He
We
wasn't
had one of
nice
that at
at
school.
all.
We had a cool guy because he had a car.
Yeah, he was not nice.
How long did you and him go out?
I did not go out with him. I was really dweeby. And
I wanted
no
to.
one wanted to go out.
Yeah.
No one wanted to date me because I was really ugly and had glasses and an eye patch and a head brace and everyone.
Hang on, an eye.
You had an iPad.
Yeah, I did.
Well, you're a pirate.
Yeah.
Did you have a parrot on one
No,
shoulder?
I had a lazy eye.
But why do you need an eye patch?
because my eyesight's not good in one eye, and it used to like go inwards, so that you had to patch.
Oh,
one
so it's
eye.
embarrassment. It was to cover up the.
No. It was to make the eye stronger. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So I used to have to wear an eye patch. They're really cool now. So when I was a kid, they were like plasters and like flesh coloured.
Oh yeah.
Whereas now you can get them like a luminous pink and a luminous green.
Now kids are
and
trying to
really
be
cool.
trendy. You're not sort of just like.
And now people just wear them for the sake of wearing them. It's like vaping. Vaping's really cool with kids now instead of smoking. Smoking used to be really cool when we were kids.
Yeah.
Now everyone's
Aren't
like,
you a
I want to
vapor?
vape. I am a vapor. Yeah,
I was talking about you before you turned up, actually, saying I actually like the fact that you were smoking in the hotel, and I was like, right on, sister. I'm with you.
Really stick it to the man.
Why you say? Well, if anyone comes up to me and they go, "Sorry, you can't do that," and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's got no nicotine because mine's not got any nicotine in it."
And you
So
can
I
act
kind of-
your way out of it. That's another good thing. You can do the
you play
innocent thing.
stupid. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Anyway, so this armed robber,
Yeah.
he said to me,
I love how you have stories like
we
this.
was going to do an armed robbery.
Mm-hmm.
The story's not about the robbery. And I was
That's
like,
because you
I
didn't
wa-
take part
I'm
in
mixed
any
in
robbery.
murky waters, but I was at that bloody moral streak that would cause me grief, which you don't need when you're starving and you got no money.
Yes.
But anyway, and I was like, no, I'm pulling out guns and all that sort of stuff. But what happened is years later, I've got to change the story because it's quite specific. Right, so years later, pretend I was working in McDonald's.
Right.
So I'm in McDonald's.
You're in McDonald's.
And there's a woman that works there called Emma.
Right.
Is that her real name, or did you actually
No,
remember
it took
that?
me 2 seconds to think of it.
Oh,
so, so I'm in McDonald's working
Right.
with Emma, which
Yes.
I was not.
Yes.
And at this place where I was working, generic company, whatever, I shouldn't say McDonald's, whatever generic company I was working at, we was talking about robberies that people had done and things. 'Cause you
Right.
know, where the type of place
Were you
I was
the
working
inside
at.
man?
No, but I was thinking of this, oh yeah, somebody offered me, and I didn't say it. And she went, oh, I got robbed once. And it was this place that he offered me to rob.
Oh my God! So
10
you
years. And I
knew. So
thought,
in a weird 6 degrees of
lucky,
separation.
You've got to be careful, man. Like you're the thing. If I had gone, oh yeah, I robbed a place. And she'd go, oh,
Because also then you'd be like,
me.
I know you from somewhere. I'm sure we've met.
yeah. But then
But you had a
there's no
balaclava
timeline
on.
on that, mate. I would have been in jail now. But
Yeah.
I didn't do it. He was a piece of shit anyway. That's a scumbag. He was a scumbag.
You mean the guy that was an armed robber who had a 14-year-old
Yeah,
girlfriend
he was
when
just
he was
horrible.
35?
Person. Beat up. I remember him beating up a kid because he was mouthing off him. He was just a young kid. He was beating the shit out of him like a bloke beating him up.
Oh my goodness.
I gave a right on salute to 2 people committing an armed robbery once.
Right.
I saw, I see problems. Like I fix problems. That's why I'm a good fixer for problems. And I was driving through, Muswell Hill. It was early in the morning. I was working. I drove up, and there was 2 kids. Looked like kids. One of them was smashing a sledgehammer. About 9:10, I think, was smashing a sledgehammer into a jeweler's. And they were so small that I went out the window right on. But I was thinking, he's too small to smash that window because he's hitting it and bouncing off. I was thinking, you've got to do your homework. At least train on a tyre or something because he's swinging his thing.
They've had enough.
I'm thinking he's too small. Yeah, but that's what I remember thinking. He's too small to break that window. You've got to think.
What an adorable little thief.
But they were very small, and I thought they looked like kids, but I could see they weren't. But they were so small. They looked like
Was it
kids.
2 little people just popping? You were like, those 2 children.
I wonder if that's ever happened.
What?
A midget's committed an armed robbery.
I'm sure they probably have.
It would be
Just-
offensive to say, well, why couldn't they? Like, it would be offensive to the
So
other
we
way.
should be equal opportunities for
Yeah.
crimes.
Well,
I'm just thinking
the guy I want to get on the
just
show about
statistic,
going to
yeah.
prison, he said to me when we started talking about what we were going to talk about, I said, don't tell me too much. He said, but it's quite interesting what happens with, like, disabled people. You know, they commit crimes. Like, blind people commit crimes. He said, you know what happens there? I was like,
Yeah, all sorts of
"Oh,
people
I've got
everywhere
fucking
commit
clue.
crimes, don't
What do they do with somebody in a wheelchair that's committed a...
That was always when I
He
was
was gonna
working in
tell
the
me
shop.
about
It
it.
was always a thing of it was always risky. One of the things you always had to look out for was people with prams because they would just stuff stuff
Yeah,
in
of
the
course,
bottom of the
yeah.
pram, and knowing that you've
You
got to
can't
have
really
fucking
big
big
hands.
balls to say to the lady with the.
I knew somebody used to hide drugs
Can
in the kid's nappy because you know.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my
a bit.
goodness. I mean, I've done the whole thing where you've got your trolley and you've definitely left something in the bottom of the trolley and you've accidentally walked out with it.
Oh, we're in
I
the
mean, that's
presence
like
of a
petty-
criminal
that's like
mastermind
petty,
here.
petty,
Yeah, I just
petty
knew
crime.
criminals. She was actually committing the.
Well, I
What was
did
it you
do
were
that
stealing?
once.
If it's like booze.
Oh no, it was like batteries because I was a student at the time, so I'd like bought like my food shopping, but the batteries are like £5, and as a student.
But what was the
you're like-
battery emergency? You can't get away with that. 'cause
I don't
there's
think you can ask a lady
If it's
that
like
question.
it's a potato.
They weren't AAA. It's fine. It wasn't for that reason.
So what would you need the batteries for that you'd thieve?
I think it was for the remote control in our student accommodation.
See, I'd commit a crime, but I'd have a story behind. Like when I used to shoplift when I was starving, I would only get basic. I didn't want to steal sweets because I thought if I get caught, I'm going to say to them, "Look, I need some food, man." So I would even then have
Yeah.
morals, but I wouldn't say, well, it's embarrassing. Sure, you got no leg to stand on. It's such a luxury. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't like, but that's what I mean. So like, you buy like all your food items, and then like you accidentally leave the batteries.
Copy of
then they'd be,
OK magazine.
Oh, I know, it's so bad, isn't it? I can't believe I've just admitted that to that.
But you're redeemed by your honesty that I like. So
I did.
can't be angry at you.
It did definitely happen. Oh, although I did sell something this morning because I'm selling my furniture, and
Didn't con somebody.
no, I didn't. No, of course I didn't.
Okay.
No.
You just told us about your thieving exploits.
Yeah,
Look at it.
In my defense,
Sorry for judging you.
in my defense, I was definitely a student at the time, and I'm very sorry, and I definitely
Did you sell her a VCR and actually a load of bricks in the...
No, but I did today. So I had to sell. So I'm moving out of my house and I'm just selling all my furniture, which is very cathartic. And I sold like some tables or chairs, and it was like £85 or something like that. Anyway, the guy gave me 90. I didn't even look. I literally put it down and helped him take stuff out of my house. Anyway, I went back to my purse to look, and I was like, oh shit, he's just given me 90 instead of 85, so I had five change, and of course I did. But that's making up for the batteries. You see where this story went? Full circle.
Before the fiver, this is incidental. You were fine without it. I didn't need the £5 worth of. I mean, that's. I
would have felt bad though, because you know if you're going to.
When it's off a normal person, yeah.
It could have been a tip.
No.
Did you help him down with the stuff?
Yeah, I was taking.
Yeah, that's your tip. Don't worry about it.
No. But no.
I'll have it if you're that worried of it. If it's that much of a burden to you.
But he never mentioned it, so he must have been embarrassed to be like, "Oh, can I have £5 change, please?" Like,
I think he just didn't realise, or he was waiting for you to give the fiver back, and he was too embarrassed to
I
say.
know, that's what I mean. So then when I looked and saw
that's
he'd
worrying.
given
I'd
me
feel bad
90,
about
I was
that.
like, I need to give him.
Or it was a
£5
test
back.
of your honesty, and like now you'll be rewarded.
I'd probably, because you know you're going to keep the fiver. He's not coming back for the fiver. So I'd text to say, oh, by the way, just realised you've think the fiver.
Because you can't ever. What is it? That's not a quote of Peep Show. Like if it's less than a fiver, you can't ask for it back. Which is very true. I've definitely lent out quite a few fivers that I've never seen back.
No, I've asked for £1 back, but it's only on principle.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I didn't like them. And
I'm with you on that.
Well,
if it's someone I like, I'm like, allow it. But if it's someone I hate, I'm like, I want it back to the fucking penny.
Really? Would you actually do that?
Yeah. If it's someone I
because it's a reason to get at.
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I'd be too embarrassed. Although I might lend someone 20p just to see if I could be like, oh, by the way, can I have that 20p back? I kind of feel like it'd be quite interesting to see their reaction, like the
test.
awkwardness.
I always think if you lend people money, you're not getting it back. Just say, look, just keep it, don't worry, because it's going to cause problems.
Oh, don't say that. I lend money out all the time.
Ha
You well, it just so happens. Like,
Oh, no, I do. I'm really bad. But my sister, she was going to kill me if she ever listens to this. But yeah, I have lent my sister money in the past, and I'm definitely like, need that back.
Well, family, yeah, even with family.
I've definely lent.
But did you
friends'
need
family.
it back? That's the thing.
or did you
Well,
want
now-
it back?
If you're pulling up in a Porsche saying, have you got that £20?
Do you know what? A celebrity, and I won't mention who it was, but I always remember this because it was a quote because she was talking about the fact that she's really rich and she
Jesus,
bought.
I like her already.
She bought a castle, where she's from, and
Andrew?
J.K. Rowling?
And then they were talking about, the fact, like, can you be a normal person? And she was like, yeah, I'm definitely a normal person. Like, if I lend someone £20, I'll ask for it back. And I was like, that makes you a normal
I
person?
think you've missed the point there, love. Yeah. Who is
Trying to work out who bought a castle. Kerem, can you look up which celebrities bought a castle?
Females.
Which female celebrity?
Put £20 in there as well, just to see what
Female celebrity that bought a castle. I think it's got to be J.K. Rowling because
No.
she was born in Scotland, wasn't she?
It wasn't. Did I say Scotland?
Yeah, but that's
I
where the
definitely
castles
didn't say
are.
Scotland.
Castle. I think my brain dyslexia saw a picture of Scotland when you said castle.
No.
Did she
No,
look
they were
guilt-
not. They were not from
Which is an
Scotland.
actress, so I can't really tell.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got the
That's
micro
problem.
expressions down. I can't see through her.
Yeah.
I was talking to be an actress. How's it going?
What, being an
Yeah.
actress? Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes
We got an agent, so you got somebody on your
terrible.
side. out
This
there.
is very true, and they are brilliant.
What are the
I do
agents
love them.
taking now? 15? What are the agents taking now as a standard? Is it 15%?
No, it's the same. Still the same as it's always been.
15, weren't it?
Nope.
More?
No, 15. I think.
12?
No,
No, that's a man. No,
10
man-
is
what's
the
a
usual,
manager's
isn't it?
part?
I think it depends on age.
It depends, yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
usually it's 10. Well,
Yeah,
no, because a co-op would be about 10. An actor's co-op would be 10.
Fucking hell, the Mafia only took 10%. Surely
Agents
take
I thought
less
it's
than the
15
Mafia.
as the standard. I thought 15 is the standard for an agent.
I think it's 15 for a commercial, and it's 10
Oh yeah, I suppose it
normally.
does depend
Yeah.
on the jobby.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were casting agent.
No,
Oh.
casting. I've done casting. I've been a casting director.
Okay.
Have been. I don't know.
How is that? Is that because I've sat in on auditions and I find it really fascinating because you can see, And I've always heard this, and I definitely think I kind of have this way sometimes where I go into a room when I really wanted the job and they have smelt the desperation.
Yeah, it's a little bit like going to chat someone up. It's like if you when you have no fucks to give, when you're in a if you're in a club and a bar and you're not in the mood,
James
you don't
Dean,
give a fuck,
really
and it's just like everyone's after you and stuff. And then because it's the same like when you're in a relationship, your fucking phone doesn't stop ringing, and then once you're at single, it's the other way around. Anyhow. A friend told me. But when, you can kind of, you can kind of depend. But if they're still good, then they're good. But
it's a mixture of things. If they like you, they like you.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. I mean, I've walked in and thought I've done a terrible audition, like really bad, and even gone after I've done it and booked the job, and I was like, what? That was.
I think there's 10 things involved.
Whereas I walked in and like prepped my lines and learned everything, and I'm like, I know this role inside out. I can play this. I am one with this role. Walked in, done the audition, thought I nailed it. Yeah. Didn't even get recalled.
It can be with things like commercials, corporates, all that kind of thing. It can literally be like, we need someone with the eyebrows, and we're not. And you go, you just want to. For fuck's sake, did they do the lines right? Are they selling the thing? Is it believable? Blah blah blah. But it will be stuff, and sometimes it's just someone somewhere up the chain wants to have a say and go. Now that's why I'm earning my six-figure salary because I said no to this person. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Whereas when it comes to the sort of more creative side of thing, it can be wholly different.
We were talking about the Me Too thing earlier. Don't talk about what. But was you anything like that popped up with you?
With me personally?
I don't know what I mean when I'm saying the Me Too.
As in, so it's, I suppose,
sexual.
Well, let's hear. Let's maybe ask the actress rather than asking me.
I haven't been. I've been.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wasn't putting it on you because of. Yes.
Have you ever been part of the movement? No, I haven't. Luckily, I've been very lucky with like people I've worked with where it's been very professional.
Yeah.
But I have had friends who.
Been, and how overt is it?
Oh, it's everywhere.
No, but I mean, is it obvious what they're doing, or is it sort of like, well, how much do you want to? Do you want to talk? Come meet later.
It doesn't help always because I think some people. I've got a friend who's in a relationship with a director that she works with.
Yeah,
and that can be tricky. And for a very long time, she kept it quiet because she didn't want to come across as a girl who.
That's fair enough.
And then got the job, and that wasn't the case. Like they are very much in love.
I'm in the same industry. But that's fine.
Yeah, I think, and you kind of like it's that. She got really paranoid that she was crossing a line, and he was crossing a line, and they kept it quiet, which kind of made it worse.
Yeah, that's right.
Then when they finally did come out, people were like, "Ooh,
go. We like each other, and here's a photograph."
Yeah. But then people do take it. I mean, I know for a fact, like people have taken advantage in their power. But I also think it's not just in my industry. I mean, I think it's more spoken about in my industry because people have come out about it. But then I talk to, friends who are like city workers in London, and they work in an office, and it's everywhere. Yeah. Like people are constantly going through it, and even like. Oh goodness, where was it? Someone was talking about and I do know I was talking about this today with a friend of mine where he was saying that his boss was having a massive affair with someone who he worked with, and then he made this comment saying, "The higher up the chain you are, the more likely you're to cheat with a coworker." And I was like, "What?" Well,
it's the power thing, isn't it? It's like fame. Yeah. You've got a bit more welly, and that the other person sees more than they actually believe.
Yeah, which is, I mean,
I know because I know some models, and people I've known have got some really, like one of them went to a photo shoot. She got there, and it was the guy's house, and she was so sweet. This Australian girl, and she said, "I went there." She said, "I was getting changed, and I noticed a shoebox in the corner." And she said, when I opened it, was a camera in it. And she's so sweet that I felt bad for, like, what the fuck did you... Because you're too... She said, when I heard him going to the other room, I just walked out. I said, I thought, you son of a bitch. Like, you're one of the worst people in the world to do that to somebody. Like, that's so horrendous. I know it's not a horrendous act, but just to put somebody in that position, like a young person as well.
Mm. Yeah.
And she says, a lot of it goes on. She said, with modelling, she said, a lot of it goes on because they think you're going to sell your soul. And this isn't that long ago I was talking about. I think with actors, no, I don't be rude. You've probably got a bit more respect for them.
Yeah, you went really so quiet there.
Yeah, I didn't even hear myself say. But I'm thinking if it's a professional actor, you're going to be a slight where it's just some model that you've got off the internet.
I guess it's the perception.
Don't push it because I can't back that up. It's just
yeah, but also bearing in mind, I mean,
if somebody's got an actress career, a lot of models are doing it part-time and things. It's not really if you say I'm an actress and I've got an agent, you're going to take them a little bit more seriously than somebody doing a modelling shoot with just glamour model that just popped off the internet. Yeah, that's right. I think that works.
Hold on, I might have to come back to that. We'll have to rewind the tape.
Well, I'm not defending. I'm saying it's disgusting.
No, I guess because it's the idea.
I think people take it. I think what you're. People take advantage of. Because I remember, because I mean, I have a modelling agency. Like I've worked since I was 17 as a model, and when I know, I think I've been doing
15 and a half myself.
I've been doing it for 15 years. I'm nearly 30, so I've been doing it quite a while. But I did change my name, so my acting name is different from my real name because people didn't take me seriously as an actor, even though I trained at drama school because I was modelling. Yeah, and that is massive. But I do get what you mean. Like I've had friends who, because they're pretty, but I mean I wouldn't say I'm more of a commercial model. I'm not like high fashion, whereas I think that's where they get a little bit misconstrued. So there's some girls who, because they're pretty, they're like, I want to go into modelling, and then they're the ones who kind of are a bit naive to it. And kind of can be taken advantage of. But do you know what? Because you start so young doing it. Like I remember when I was 17, I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. And I was like, I'm a model, and thought it was like the best thing since sliced bread. And as you get older, you go, what? Like I have no education. Like I was a 17-year-old, and I was nearly 20, and I was like, I have no A levels.
Oh really? It took over that much?
Well, yeah, because I just didn't.
Right.
But also, you think I'm making money.
Yeah, but then I quit everything else. I could quit sixth form. I'd quit. I had no A levels. I had no education. I was like, shit, what have I done? Like, I've just given up all of this to have.
So did you immediately find a rich bloke to marry to solve the problem?
No, I dated a musician for a very, very.
Oh yeah.
Didn't end well.
Yeah, so I just feel bad. Do you think it's the Me Too thing though? Do you think that's going to go away now? Then?
No.
Or perverts
because there's always going to be fucking perverts.
But I think more in the higher end, it's probably going to go away.
Well, what you'll always get, I guess, guys will probably be more snidey about it. Right. I mean, I'm sure there can be instances where women are sexually assaulting either other women or men. But I think broadly speaking, you're going to get. So part of Harvey Weinstein's thing was he got recorded saying, leaving voicemails going, look, we need to talk about this thing. So then you go, okay, Mr. Weinstein in court, what's this thing? So people are going to be a lot more,
right, okay.
Where's your phone? Where's your thing?
Yeah. Well, all that kind of stuff. It has helped the situation.
Oh, yeah, it's done a massive load of good.
Especially making people guilty for things that they did so many years ago.
Yeah, there's been the odd instance, unfortunately, where some people have been accused of stuff and it's not been the case. But that is the tiny minority, and I think it's a good thing.
Let's get off this subject. It's a bit heavy, isn't it?
No, it's all right. We can talk about it. We're all grown up.
Just circled to the sex industries for like.
Well, no, but this is not a sex industry. It's a thing where people are taking advantage, but it's the same in any workplace. You get people who are. It's just, I suppose, because it's high-profile people who are being.
Well, this is what I said before when.
But it's not always high-profile people.
No. Yeah,
that's
sorry.
I think that's probably worse.
They're the people that we hear about.
Yeah, that's what shines a light on. Sorry, it's what I mean.
Well, this is what I think I said before on the podcast when we were talking about rappers saying the old PIMP thing. And I think I grew up around our new pimps, and it ain't funny. Like the sex traffickers. Do you understand that you can't show off with your ring with PIMP on it? We use a sex trafficker, are you? Is that what your thing is? Because they're disgusting people. It's not a. I told you, put them at the bottom of the pile with rapists. They're that bad, and I know some of them, or I knew some of them. But it's weird how that's become a thing. Oh, sorry, I thought Kerem moved. I thought
we were signalling.
If he shifts, I've got to keep an eye on him. There's a problem. He has to stay frozen from now on.
Why do you not? Do you just have to sit there in the corner and not move?
No, you have to keep an eye on the audio and the visuals and whatnot. Right, let's get off that bloody subject. So you're turning 30 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, God, yeah, 2
Firstly,
weeks.
I do not agree with age.
You don't
it's a
agree
social
with
construct.
Oh, yeah, age is just a number.
Because if an alien
it's not just a number. It happens.
No, it's all emotional. If an alien came down and they said, every year they have one day that makes them happy, and then the rest of the year they feel miserable.
It's Christmas.
And then they get to what do you call it when you get to the tens? You said it before. Like the 10, the 20, the 30-year-old. No, it wasn't you, it was somebody else. But
I'm glad we had that
the
chat.
decades,
yeah.
they get really miserable. And you go, so there's no payoff. You just feel happy one day and miserable the next. When you're working in clubs, when you're young, you want to be old. When you get to 21, you start saying, I want to be young again. When you get to 40, you want to... So it's like this big misery thing that you've handed to yourself. Why not let it go? And let's say from next year, no more birthdays. Don't worry about it.
No, but I want the birthday because I want the presents.
Yeah, so for the one day, you get miserable for the rest. And when you hit 45, 50... Well, 50, you probably get happy with yourself. But when you're 30, 40, people start saying, I want to be young, I want to be... Just let it go. It doesn't matter.
Do you know what? I genuinely think, like, when I speak to most people, when they talk about their 30s, they're like, the 30s are the best years of their life.
Yeah,
and I genuinely hope and pray that's the truth. Because
20s, you're all over the place.
My 20s have been fucking awful.
So you were in a relationship for how long?
Oh, my God.
9 years, was it?
Yeah.
I'm glad we're dragging out the pain. It's like, so let's stop talking about me too.
You're going to
be 30 soon. You were in a relationship for 9 years.
The whole of your 20s
exactly
with one
wasted.
But that is so, even though, I don't know if it did end bad, would you say it ended badly? Yeah, it did. But it's admirable that you stuck with it. I know it probably wasn't all pain and all that, but it's like, that's bloody admirable, mate, to stick with something in your 20s. Because that's your most crazy, basically, to stick with it then. How long was it good for?
The last 2 years were probably a bit eggy.
Just the last 2, sort of 7 years before were fine.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Were they always good that you found out later?
I found out later.
Because you were cheating on. So I don't know.
I wasn't cheating.
No, he was cheating. You were cheated on.
Yes.
But you found out retrospectively things had happened.
Yeah.
But did that go past the 2 years that you thought were okay? Yeah. Oh, it did. Yeah. That's what I mean. So it was a bit buggered up for.
Yeah, it was.
And he was a musician.
I was, like I said, ignorance is bliss. Like I was blissfully unaware for 7 years.
If my eyes don't see it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, if I don't ask, don't tell. No.
Can I ask you something? This is going to sound stupid, and this is just me just trying to build up information about relationships and things like that.
Yeah. Right.
The moment you find out someone's cheating on you, that's got to be fucking horrible, man. Because that's not one lie.
Oh, it's
that's
like
50 lies that led up to that one lie.
It's probably the most sickening, gut-wrenching feeling you ever feel in the pit of your stomach. Because, and do you know what? I've been to therapy, and they.
Well, you are an actress.
Yeah, very true, but no, it was really cool afterwards because I did go and like speak to someone, and when and for anyone who's thinking of cheating or has cheated, it's the person who's been cheated on always thinks it's a reflection of them.
Yeah, of course,
instead of
it's a weak human being that you were with that didn't deserve you.
But that really, like, it doesn't matter how many times people say to you, dude, it's him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, I questioned everything. I was like, is it my personality? Yeah. Is it me as a person? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not skinny enough? Yeah. Like, what's wrong with me? What have I done? Like, what's going on? Like, and you just drive yourself absolutely mad. And then your self-esteem is completely shot to shit. Yeah. And then when you come out of the relationship and then you have to start again at 28, 29, it's not fun. It's really not fun going onto the dating scene when you've never dated for the last 9 years.
But I still admire the fact you stuck with it that long. That's still like a good thing about your
like
CV.
I said, I was blissfully unaware.
No, but you're still 20 and stayed with the same person amongst clubs.
Oh, because
I'm
in my 20s.
Yeah.
We got engaged when we were quite young. So that happened, and this is what I mean.
Think how much you changed though from 20. Forget the cheating, from 20 to 28. And
you
still stuck together.
Yeah. You changed a lot. But then, like, this is what I mean about your 20s being completely ridiculous. And anyone who's about to go through their 20s, fuck the system. Like, fuck everything you think of, because you think, I need to go and have my degree by the time I'm 21. I need to have a career, and I need to meet someone, and I need to buy a house, and then I need to get engaged, and then I need to get married. Yeah. And literally, I did all of those things. Did everything by the book, and still didn't work. So you kind of go.
I've said on this show before, I get upset when I'm not saying any names, but people I've known that have got married, got engaged, had the baby, gone on the holidays, had the engagement, and I think, no, don't do it. And I keep saying, don't do fuck all until you're 30. Do not get married. Do not have kids. Do not get up a career ladder that you don't want to. Because you don't know what you're doing. So
take that ring off, Kerem. Quick.
Oh, sorry, Kerem. Yeah.
You have permission here.
Well, he's just got married. He's literally
shit. When did you get married?
About 3 months.
Was it that long ago? Jesus Christ.
How old are you? Shit. We've just been like talking about something.
Son of a bitch.
And I helped him move into his place. So that's
exactly.
a bit. No, but my point is that don't do anything, because I've seen somebody recently that I know, a really kind, decent person, and they're doing the thing of the come out of uni, I met the guy, I did the thing, got the photographs, and that little thing, and then the baby. I'm thinking, you're going to be 45 on an internet dating site, divorced.
See, I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I am a massive believer in like love. Love as a general.
Yeah, but it's when you're 20, you don't know what you're doing.
You
save it to why do it before 30? Save it to 30.
No, but I've got friends who like met when they were 20, 21, and they are so like.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, yeah.
But I don't think I wouldn't be cynical in their relationship and thinking, oh, that's not going to last.
No, but I would say it's not worth the risk. I would say, well, let's have a rule where you don't get married before 30. You're not allowed. Why do you have to get married before 30? That's the thing.
Why not save it? Want to get married?
But why? It's just, you're playing risk for no reason. When you can do it, just wait till you're 30.
Right, okay.
It's common sense.
Because some people want to start families young.
Again, don't do it till you're 30.
No, because if someone wants to start a family at 20, I think my friends have done it the right way around. Like, the people who are like 21 and like they are going to be together for the rest of their lives, and I genuinely believe they will. When their kids are like 18 and fucking off of uni, they're going to be like still in their 30s. So,
I was having this conversation with somebody the other week.
I think it depends on the person.
I think it depends on the person too. I just don't want to be as cynical as you.
I think
no one is.
Well, I've worked 15 years in the nightclubs,
cynical?
so I'm.
Oh dear.
I'm the most balanced person.
See, Kerem nodded.
I've been pincer moved.
I feel like I might be devil's advocate in this because I'm like one of these. But even though so much shit has happened, I'm still like.
It's not a horrendous thing. I'm just saying it's why just not wait until you're 30. It's because people want fucking social media photographs. That's what it is. It's to fill up your social media page. That's all. I mean,
yeah, my great grandma when she.
I was just about to say,
exactly.
Don't push my opinions. They're on a
they're always
fragile.
Like paper thin, and then
I had one of my ongoing philosophical debates about life. Like, what did I have the on before?
I need more information.
Well, anyway, I was saying about. I was trying to think what's the most selfish thing a person could do. I have all these things over years that I try and answer. I give myself an impossible question, and then over the years, because as you grow up, you suddenly start answering things. Oh, I grew up there, and I was trying to think, what's the most selfish thing somebody can do? And unfortunately, the only thing I can cut is not outside of crimes and all that, it's having children. Because I think everyone should have to adopt, basically. You shouldn't be having... And I'm not against having kids, it's not that. But I think, if I logically said to you, there's kids over there that have been abused, right, that need help, you could help that situation and help that abused child. You can have a kid after, but get one of those kids first and save them.
Yeah.
And there's no other answer than no, why not? Because I want one that looks like me. That's all it comes down to. There's nothing more. It's that base. So it's literally the most selfish thing I can think of. Like, somebody needs your help. It's not have kids. And you're going, I could help them, but I just want one of my own. But why? What is that kid going to do? It just looks like me. It's the very definition of being selfish. You should have to adopt a child first if you want to have kids. I don't want to get into the sort of like North Korea sort of things here, but I do border on fascism a lot of the time, but it's a good fascism.
That's slightly a contradiction.
Yeah, I don't believe in that statement because the person that says that is the last one. But you see what I mean, though? That is literally the most selfish thing you can do. I'm bringing another person into the world only because it looks like me. I could adopt kids. I've never had that thing of to have kids. It doesn't bother me. I haven't got that gene of I need to have another me. It doesn't work like that. I agree.
I'm glad.
But no, I think you should at least, and I'm being fair like always. I'm saying you can have a kid. It's not a problem. But you've got to adopt one first. Maybe even as an experiment. And then you get a ticket after 5 years. You can have
certificate and what happens with a kid.
Sorry? No, you've got to keep the bloody thing.
You have to keep it.
But while they're there, it's like, and no offense.
You just say you have to keep the bloody thing. I can clearly
I know you've got dogs, but I'm just saying, I don't think you should be able to
Yes, definitely compare my dogs to
No, I was going to say that you should have to get dogs from a rescue pound before you go for a brand new puppy. Plus it breeds a terrible industry. You should have to save dogs first and then start treating them with more respect. But that's not. You don't agree with me. It's a base.
It's not a selfish thing.
Of course it is. To say I want a baby that just looks like me. Tell me the other reason. Tell me another reason why it's not selfish. Why is it not selfish to have a kid that's just look like you? It's the very definition of ego.
I don't think it's because they look like. I mean, if that's the case, my parents.
Have you got kids? You haven't got kids.
No,
okay.
No. But my parents. I don't look like my parents. If they were thinking, I want a kid who looks like me.
No, I don't mean literally, but it's that gene thing of me. I want another me. It's mine.
I think it's in your...
That's selfish. That's pure selfish.
But I don't actually think it's because they want it to look like...
forget the look like thing, but it's just like me. I want my genes.
But it's your biological clock.
Yeah, override it. There's kids starving. What are you talking about?
It's a natural... Well, I mean, I'm only playing devil's advocate in this because I actually can't disagree with what you're saying.
Thank you.
Everyone
High five.
should. I think it's a very good concept. I don't think it would work though because
No, it won't work because people are bloody selfish. I'd like to have I'll have a kid, maybe, but I can't because there's kids there. Mm-hmm. So what do you say to them? No, see you later because I want my own. That's what you're saying. It's literally the most selfish thing I can think of.
It's also really hard to adopt, by the way.
I think they're getting a bit more lax now. I think they've changed the rules.
It's really difficult. And
you sort of understand
because
of the
friends
protection.
At the moment who are massive, and that's the other thing that I find quite upsetting. Is like people like same-sex relationships, and they are looking to adopt, and they've been looking for a while, but they have got to fill in so much information, and they've been on a wait list for like 4 years.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Yeah, it's longer, isn't it, if you're a same-sex couple?
And that I just think is absolute. Yeah, it's just so unfair. That to me, I find really, really, really disgusting.
But what's the legal?
I think you also have to be. This could be my information could be out of date, but because I knew a couple who were looking to adopt, but they have since split up, so it's probably a good thing they didn't. But
did they split up because of the stress of trying to adopt?
No. Yeah, that
reasons. But I think at the time you had to be in a civil partnership, so you couldn't be just two cohabiting gay men, gay women. And then adopt.
Oh, you need a piece of paper that says you're together. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't mind that.
Yeah, but then that means, but you also had to wait longer at the time as well. Of course.
Well, what do you want? Somebody met in a nightclub the night before and said, "Oh, we're together. We met in Las Vegas. Let's have a kid." You end up like Madonna.
Standard Wednesday.
No, but I'm right there. I'm definitely right. I don't know what you're disagreeing with.
I don't recall voice.
What about the children, Andrew? What about the children?
Worms.
Are you going to have your own kid?
No.
Or would you adopt?
No.
Why would you not adopt?
Well, I might do. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you would. Kerem, are you going to have kids? He's got old school relationship, marriage, and all that.
Oh, we got an email here from Kerem's wife.
Yeah, somebody just tweeted it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll leave him alone. That's not fair.
Can I ask how old are you? Do you mind me asking?
34. I'll be 35.
Oh, you're 34.
In 5 minutes. No, I was just checking my watch, checking the date. 35 in a couple of weeks.
Wait,
you as well. When?
35?
When
are you 35?
What?
The date?
The day? 27th of September.
Uh-huh.
And my PIN number is?
So you're a Libra.
I believe so, yes.
Yes, I'm on the cusp. I'm a Virgo Libra.
What date are you?
23rd.
Oh, I look fair apart.
I mean, the only thing is that the star signs are incorrect now because the way the universe expands.
It doesn't work anymore, yeah.
So when they mapped the heavens in, I think, the Babylonian times, everyone's off by about one. So you probably are a Libra now, and I'm probably something else.
Also, I actually do think I'm a Libra, though, because if I look at my dad and my sister, I'm not like them, and they're both Virgos. I'm like them, but I'm not.
It's almost like you're your own person and not
like
an actual facsimile.
No, but they are quite. Like you look at my dad and you look at my sister. They like she even looks like him. Like they're very, very, very similar. But then I do have very similar traits to my dad. Like I get furious. Like today, meeting you, and I'd only just met you, and I can't even believe my first impression because I was like, these fucking cars. They're such ignorant parkers. I hate ignorant parking.
Yeah.
Have you parked outside?
No.
Oh, you didn't park outside?
Oh, I assumed you had.
So there were two cars, and I don't know if you ever get this. You know when it's like on the roads, and it's like single parking by the curbs. When there's like these massive gaps in between.
Are you talking about the one on the corner?
There's like all the way up the street.
Yeah, there's one on the corner where I usually park. It's parked in the middle.
Oh
so
my
no car
God! It drives me insane.
But wherever we are, which don't say, this is the area for I don't give a shit, basically.
Maybe that's the most selfish thing.
Before you got here, me and Kerem could hear a Lamborghini truck go up the road there. I've seen about 10 different colours. It's like
I was talking about this earlier. What is with the 4x4s, like the branded cars, like the Porsche 4x4s or the Maserati?
Do you know? I said something about the Lamborghini one I saw the other day.
It's so weird. Yeah. It's like if you're going to
what is it you
4x4,
want here?
get a Range Rover or a Volvo. Volvo.
It's almost like you just care about the badge. Like
I just don't understand why you would do it.
Yeah, Lamborghini 4x4. What
the Maserati one really I
like to jump in and go, oh, it's a nice Lamborghini. Yeah, well, we're going to go off-road then. Nope. I better go up a curb in this thing.
I think their first thing
What's the four wheels?
Get the fuck out of my car.
Who are you?
Not like, where are we going?
Well, normally, now you see the 4x4s is because they've got kids in the back. So why on earth would you put a child in the back of a Maserati?
Well, I know somebody was selling Land Rovers, Range Rover, and he said a lot of them sold to these women. They have booster seats for the women to sit in the front. So when now when we get out, sometimes I can see a booster seat underneath because the cars are so big.
No.
How embarrassing's that? Like that's the world, that's the universe saying to you, this car ain't for you, mate. Little feet dangling off the end of the seat.
This is why you should get a Volvo.
No, I'm not ready to retire yet.
Do you like Volvos?
I don't drive. I've literally no idea what either of you.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a driver.
I am a driver
in London.
I'm not. No, I'm not a driver in London. I'm a driver just outside of London, but I have to come.
You holiday in London with your car.
Frequented.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because the trains are so bloody expensive during peak time. It's cheaper to drive into London than it is to get the train. No. I know this from experience.
Well, I refuse to use that tap machine because I'm not having them track me, so I'll pay the full price for the ticket regardless.
What's the tap machine?
You know when I see people tapping, yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm not checking in and checking out everywhere. I'd like to in 10 years have some anonymity for when the fascism comes crashing down. So
you'd like to start a magazine?
Do you know that's how they caught the rapist in Leytonstone? You know that?
No.
A couple of weeks ago, my sister, because my sister lives in Leytonstone,
and he was clocking.
They caught him through his Oyster card or his contactless card.
Yeah, there you go. See, and I know. Right. Do you? What was the marathon that got bombed in America? Do you remember
Boston Marathon?
Yeah. Do you know they caught the guy when they went through all the security cameras for the whole city? I watched a documentary, really fascinating. What they did is they watched for the surrounding areas, all the cameras for when the explosion happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when the explosion happened, everyone ducked, and one person didn't. He was expecting the bang. Because he didn't immediately sort of go down on the floor.
So that's how they
realised
it was him?
Yeah, part of the reason. There was two of them.
Wow.
Isn't that funny, like how they get you?
That's probably going to end up on Mindhunter. Has anyone watched that yet?
I've got TV, so I don't know.
What?
I've got Netflix on the computer.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Mindhunter.
No, that's not my sort of thing.
Have you seen Mindhunter yet?
No, I've heard of it.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, well, that was a great chat, everyone. The
conversation went nowhere and just vanished into the ether.
Have you seen this show? Nope. Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Yeah, that was...
I've always wanted to do that. You know, when you start a conversation, just to see that, because people are going to think...
Throw it out there. Wait for it to come back to me. Nope.
Mission accomplished. Yeah. I'm glad we were here to experience it with you.
So you are turning 30. So talking about age, which I disagree with.
Why are we going back onto this?
No, I was just wondering how... Because we're
probably see Mindhunter.
We're going to see you in after your 30, I hope. So how are you feeling now? You bothered about it? 3-0 means nothing, but you bothered about it?
No, I think.
Is there a little tug on your DNA, really, saying 30?
I think it's because I think the only reason why I've got a bit of not a weird thing, but because my life was going to be so different a year ago. Like when I was 30, like my wedding was meant to be a few months ago, 2 months ago.
Really?
No, it's fine. I mean, you know.
But you still knew the date. You kept the date in mind.
But the date, like I no longer am in the house. Like we're renting out the house because we can't sell it because of the climate we're in at the moment. I mean, it's just like everything that kind of I thought.
So you should never end a relationship bad. I think you should never end it bad. You definitely have always taken something from it, even if they go to shit, and you've definitely learned something that you wouldn't have. But if somebody's cheated on you, you can't forgive that. That is such a betrayal.
But the thing that I spent so long afterwards, kind of, you know, the first few months being so heartbroken, and angry.
Yeah.
But you're only punishing yourself by doing that instead of letting it go.
You're just wheel spinning. It's not going in. You're just causing friction inside yourself.
Yeah, and it's so unhealthy and like.
But in terms of the other person now, can you ever don't ever? I'm never going to trust you. That's gone. You can't be friends.
No, but you know that just is the way it is. You can't. I'm not.
But you're tied because you've still got a house. So you've got to be sort of civil.
He's not in the country.
But no, I mean legally, phone calls. You've got the stuff you've
emails.
Yes, but I mean you still got to be nice, sort of thing.
Yeah, and we will because we're adults. We're not petulant.
But I mean you wouldn't be meeting up for a drink a year later to say
no,
because I could never. That would.
I don't know if I'd do that with an ex anyway. Like even if
you're right. It's not healthy.
If it had ended on good terms.
There's always going to be one person that wants, Well,
I just don't know if you could. Have you ever been friends with an ex? Like stayed friends
Well, we've been
with an
talking
ex?
about this before.
Like an actual ex. Have you like stayed friends? Oh, you're nodding.
A couple.
Oh, I've been friends.
Are you still friends with them?
Yeah.
Or is it friends that you've they were exes and then you've gone back and been like, hey?
That's been the case with one ex, but otherwise, they've just been friends and stuff. Some of them are married, some of them got kids.
I think as long as it didn't end badly, then
why check and be like, no, it doesn't look like me. It's fine.
Especially, it depends how long you've been with them. If you've been with they're a friend, we're not going to... so are you talking or not?
Just by email, wasn't it?
Yeah, email.
So it's just literally, it's just...
To whom it may concern.
Oh, no, it's not...
Warm regards.
It's not that bad. No. I mean, it was very sad because, you know, I was very close with his parents. So I wanted to make sure, like, they were. Yeah. I didn't want any animosity because.
So he's even sold that down the river, like the fact that you knew his parents. It's not like you weren't. Just
Mate, our house was 4 doors away from them.
I don't know what excuse to give him. Like I've tried to bash it so I don't get so angry, but it's like, fuck you, and fuck you. Like they've done. You've fucked everything up. I don't know. I'm getting angry. I'm just angry on your behalf.
Yeah, you don't. But the thing is, I don't. Again, it's such a waste of
for what?
energy.
Excuse me, but fuck. That's what it was. That everything got bollocksed up because you're ape.
But who are you hurting? Like I could look back and go, I wasted 9 years of my life with that guy, and I could do that. But then the only person I'm hurting is myself because do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not a wasted thing, but it's annoying that somebody would fuck you up that big.
But he doesn't care, so why should I?
Yeah.
There's the difference. Like, you know,
I suppose it's their attitude as well.
And that was something I had to come to terms with the fact.
So can you honestly say that if you was in a new relationship, there wouldn't be part of you that's now a bit cracked, or where you don't trust as much, or have you just?
I've dated since, and it's completely been. I've made some terrible choices since the.
In what do you mean?
Like I've kind of not been thought I'd been ready to start something and not been hurting.
So there's a little buffer there that keeps pushing back now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gone now, but
it's still fairly recent. So that's.
Well, it was quite a while ago. I mean, you're talking over a year ago now.
Oh, that's nothing though. Jesus.
No,
it takes 5 years before we can look back on anything.
Stop saying things like that. I just need to move on from it.
If you have, I'm not trying to question the fact that you have.
It's going to take you 5 years.
Have you really? Yeah.
No,
5 years.
No, don't. Oh God, I can't.
No, but if you think now though, that's past now. You think that feeling?
I don't know if it like the thought of like could I think there'd be a part of me that will always be a little bit insecure.
Yeah, that's sort of.
I think that's going to be there. Yeah. I don't think I'll have trust problem with someone new, but I think
the engagement thing you'd be a bit more reticent to get involved with.
Oh, I wouldn't. That is really quite scary. That whole kind
because of what's happened now.
Yeah.
Not just because you've grown up and
Yeah. Okay. That's quite a scary thought. Because obviously we planned the wedding, so like the wedding invitations were bought, the wedding dress was bought.
When you're cheating on somebody and you got a wedding planned.
Oh, don't.
It's pretty low.
Oh, I know.
Well, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I know you're getting really upset about it, but I mean,
look, that is showing off.
What's that thing that just bounces on the screen like a screen? If I just do that,
it's like a
a screensaver. Yeah, if you just pass it to me.
Like that. That's our screen.
Yeah,
I mean, it's once you start getting married, once you start planning to get married to someone, to then.
Yeah. We've sort of come back to what I said. What would have saved you is my fascist rule, if nobody's getting married till 30.
I still disagree with you, and I'm the one.
But they're still in their 20s, so it's not a done deal yet.
I might need to. Oh, have I just been told that I'm not speaking in the microphone? Oh dear, so sorry.
Yeah. So you get a mark.
Let me just make my.
I was hoping you'd take the hint by me pushing the microphone towards your face.
I'm a fidgeter. I've just clocked your fidgeter. Hence the reason why you're holding onto the microphone.
I've got no.
I know it's because they don't have my mouth.
I want to be cool like this guy and be like. Hey,
he's got the locked hands. I think there's more professionalism. He's got etiquette lessons.
But I feel like this is someone who's like.
Yeah, I can't relax. I feel like I'm in court if I do that. So yes, Your Honour. That's what it reminds me of.
Does it?
Well, however, we were talking about how many court cases I had and I'd forgotten.
I just imagine you in the docks being like, "You'll never send me down."
I gave a solicitor a nosebleed.
Right, okay.
Because
with the stress or because you punched?
No, the stress. He was trying to catch me out and he couldn't catch me out. And he said, I've got to go, I've got a nosebleed. But we were talking about how
I felt like that sometimes mid.
We found out I'd been kidnapped when I was a kid. I didn't really realise.
Yeah. My mum told me a fascinating story that when I was a baby, my mum had an argument with my dad. And my mum decided to go back to my nan's and got the train from London back to Clacton. And my mum was like really crying and I was like a newborn. And apparently this woman had stolen a baby from the local hospital. Anyway, the police came on my mum's train, took me from my mum and was like, she's the stolen baby. And my mum was like, no, that's my baby.
Oh, Jesus.
But I kind of stole it.
And I started crying because they took me away from my mummy. And then we get to Clacton.
And they said, has she been kidnapped? We go, well, look, it's not.
By you.
But when they turned up,
she's been kidnapped twice.
By the police, and then, oh dear.
Yeah, I'm not my mother's daughter. No, I'm definitely my mum's daughter.
Okay.
And then I love my mum. And then I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Mum, I love you.
Controversial views on the Vialucci podcast. Yeah.
So we turned up at my nan's, and my nan had my birth certificate, and that's how they proved that I was my mummy's baby. But then they gave me back to my mum, and I stopped crying.
How long was the gap between? Like, was it on the same day you got given back?
Yeah, but they were on the train with my mum all the way from London back to Clacton, which is back then I think would have been an hour and a half train. And they would
say nowadays, mate, you wouldn't have seen each other for 3 months. Like with the paperwork that comes in between all that, they would just taking you and disappearing your mum.
I think a birth certificate would be pretty.
But they wouldn't travel back with you. Do you know what I mean?
They were on the train. That's how they called my mum, because they jumped on the train.
Oh right, okay.
Train, yeah.
So we've both been kidnapped.
Well, I've been kidnapped by the police, not my mum. My mum didn't kidnap me. I'm my mum's daughter. They thought I was
yes, you've been kidnapped by the... Well, yeah, held hostage, I'd say, more than kidnapped.
By the police?
Well, you were held away. They didn't take you away, did they?
No, but...
They read you your rights.
With a newborn baby.
Did they put it on a lot of ABC machines and you had to sign it?
Wait, so you were kidnapped?
Well, my mum ran away with me back to where she came from to get away from my father. So that's technically, we said we were trying to discuss whether that's been kidnapped.
It's sort
for the sake of the autobiography, let's call it the kidnapping.
It's more dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're going to do a film about it. Yeah. But it's a nice little chapter in the book, another little thing. Yes. Ribbons.
Depressingly, it's one of the more cheerful ones.
It wasn't actually a big deal. I liked being kidnapped. If that is, what's it called when you you start to feel an affinity with your kidnappers?
It's
the syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I think I was a baby star. I liked being away from where the problem was coming back. That was when all the shit started. But anyway, let's get off my bloody background. So, acting, you're modelling. Yeah. Anything else you do? Is it just acting and modelling? Like, you don't work in a circus or anything?
No. I do have a proper job, like a job at my drama school, because you kind of, as an actor, and this is for any actor out there, it's complete lies if you think that you can just make a career out of acting unless you're like a well-known actor.
Yeah. I remember...
there is a stigma with it, because people get really embarrassed by it. They go, oh, I'm an actor, but I also work in a bar.
Oh, like, fuck you. Yeah. I always say to people, get rid of your dignity. The shitty jobs I had to do, I wouldn't tell people what I did with the media stuff. I didn't give a shit. I would get on my hands and knees and clean behind the toilets, knowing that in the evening I'm going back to my
and I love my job now. Like, I love where I work. It's like they are just the nicest people. And
so
then
you work in a drama school, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I worked in the drama school. I went to Arts Ed, and that's where I work. Yeah.
Okay. I remember reading Schwarzenegger's autobiography, and he was talking about that he knew even early on when he wanted to get into acting, he said, I don't want to be one of those people that has to take any role because I need the money. So he set up a building company and run his own company so that he didn't have to panic and just take stupid roles. He said, because I was a big guy and they just want me to make me a German Nazi, or they want me to make me a bouncer. He said, I don't want any of that. I'm not going to do all that crap. I want to be an actor. So he said, I never wanted to be poor. So I have to get a proper job and company to facilitate that. And I used to go and study in the local college because he couldn't afford a thing. Some photographs of him really young, like in a college, just doing business. And he said everyone used to laugh at him while we're out partying and all that. He said, well, I want to do something seriously. So he had a part-time job and all that sort of stuff. And he got when I went to America, so I was dating somebody that lived in the States, and we went to the beach, and they've got like an outdoor gym where if you watch Pumping Iron film, it's there, and there's all the pictures of all the bodybuilders everywhere, but there was no Schwarzenegger on the board. And I said to somebody, why is he not on there? And what he'd done, he said, nowadays, he said, the bodybuilders are basically all bums. He said, that's what they said. He said, they all lie on the beach expecting a modelling contract, or they do a lot of stuff on the side to get money, but none of them actually want to fucking get a job because they think they're too good. They all want to come in as a Hollywood star. You have to get rid of that fucking ego. So people that I knew, that in the media, and they said, well, I don't tell them I'm doing this, and it's a bit embarrassing. He said, who gives a fuck? Fuck them. Get on your fucking hands and knees and clean. It doesn't matter. As long as you're going somewhere else next year, do whatever. I did all the shitty jobs. I didn't give a shit. But this bloody ego thing that people got now, I'm doing this. Who gives a fuck? Who do you care about? These fucking arseholes you work with. Just use the Fs. But so that's good that you've got a job. That means you're an intelligent person. Yeah. What is it you actually do?
I'm front of house and bar manager there.
You say the drama school?
Yeah, so I used to...
There's a
drama school I went to. So that's where I trained. Yeah. Okay. So they have 2 theatres there. But I used to do tour guiding, so I used to do like street art tour and history tours, and I used to walk around with the red umbrella. This is where
Jack the Ripper used to murder people.
Yeah, those tours, the walking tours, and I like. I've had so many cool jobs.
This is where the Leytonstone rapist got caught with the oyster card.
Modern version, the modern ones.
Oh yeah, no, but honestly, I've just you kind of got to love the fact that you can kind of do a little bit of everything while you're waiting, and then when you do work and you do get acting work, you so appreciate it, and you don't act like an arsehole on set or have like a god complex or anything like that, because you have worked your fucking socks off for that role.
Have you done any shitty jobs?
Yeah, like waiting tables. That was pretty shitty. Yeah. You just got to talk to like you're a garbage. You're like you're a piece of trash.
No,
not all but by some people. Enough people.
I always make a point of being nice to
people. That's all. I always think that's a test. It's particularly like if you want to be in a relationship with someone. That's the one thing about going. I know it's the cliche of like having dinner, but it's just like how they speak to the waiters.
I know somebody, the one that got married, that I said I disagreed with getting married young. She dumped a guy. She said because we went on a date and he said I don't give tips. I said after that says everything about you.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Right, we're running out of time. I don't know what we talked about, but we talked.
We talked.
I think we're going to have you on as a...
And you're turning 30 soon. I'm not sure we brought
enough. Goodness.
Even wait.
I mean, if I come back, can you make it after my 30? Or just before, so you can see how I am? I mean,
she's being very presumptuous about when she's coming back. It's only 2 weeks away. Back on tour. We'll take a photograph of you now and after and see if the face has dropped.
What? My face? Shut up.
Just the joy.
It's gone. The soul. The picture's faded like Back to the Future.
What's that guy with the painting?
Picture of Dorian Gray.
There we go.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I'm basically Dorian Gray.
Yeah, you're doing very well. You might have made a deal with the devil.
Ben Barnes.
That Mugabe's still alive.
No, he's not.
What do you mean?
What, Robert Mugabe?
Yeah.
No, he's dead.
I saw him on the news the other day.
Yeah, because he died, and they were saying...
is that why he's on there? I was thinking that son of a bitch is still alive.
My goodness gracious.
Because it didn't have the noise on. I just saw him walking around doing something. I thought, he ain't fucking still alive. He definitely made us deal with the devil. But good, I hope he's burning in hell now for all the people he hurt.
Yes, he's definitely dead.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
they
fucking
checked.
Glad about that.
They were thorough.
Saw Mugabe's death. I think.
So on a cheerful
celebrate.
Yeah.
That is a fucking cheerful note for all the people he murdered. We've touched some dark.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Dark.
Yeah. What are you doing? What have you got coming up? Anything nice? Tell us something good.
You're going for dinner.
Oh yeah. Vaguely, like what are you up to? Who are you going? Where are you going?
It's a date. It's a date, isn't it? It's totally a date. This is great for a podcast.
Yes, a date.
That's the problem with talking about nice bit. But aren't you dating someone?
And this is the person.
That's not a big thing then.
This is the person I'm going on a date with.
Oh, well, what's the big... What are you whispering for? I think you made it worse.
Because if he listens to this... Actually, I really hope he doesn't listen to this, because there's been a lot of talk of my ex, and then at the end it's like,
No, you've come across as a very sensible, intelligent... That's something to be admired. That's not a bad thing on your position.
I'm very... how embarrassing.
Oh, no, I vetoed talking about dating.
I'm tempted to ask Andrew about his dating, but he doesn't talk about it now.
I know, it's because I vetoed it a while ago.
Wait, you're not talking about dating? No, this isn't fair. If I have to talk about dating...
Yeah, exactly, I'm with you. Like, we should all be open.
You have to talk about dating, because I've definitely dated people before the nice man.
Yeah.
You've dated people.
The problem was, can you
the
be
nice
honest,
man who's waiting outside.
You're just stating as the fact that you were going on dates.
Yeah.
Which you were, but then they weren't liking the fact that.
No, it wasn't that. No, it was only because one podcast, one or two people were listening.
Did you just say hook up or hooker?
I thought that's what you said.
I thought you said hooker.
What word did I say that sounded like
hooker? One or two hookers.
You said one or two.
No, one or two. I think because I was gabbling my words, but one of the two people were listening to the podcast, so I just thought it's a bit disrespectful to talk about them at the time while it's.
Yeah, I sort of see what you mean.
Yeah.
And we did name it
fornication. Although, if it's any consolation, I was meant to meet them 20 minutes ago. So I'm very sorry if you're waiting outside.
He's watching on the live stream now.
Yeah. The car's gone. The car's gone.
I'm really sorry.
She'll come back in. Can I come back in?
I would have messaged you, but I've had to turn my phone on airplane mode.
Okay.
Oh, God. He definitely thinks he's been stood up.
Oh, don't!
Right, listen. Okay, so we're going to get you out.
We'll have to let you go.
So we're going to have you back on the other side of 30, see if anything's changed, see
see if this guy's forgiven you.
There's nothing. Don't build it up. It's just nothing. So thank you very much for that, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Leanne Joyce. There you go, Leanne Joyce. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.